Happy Wednesday, it's hump day. Hope you guys are having a great week. We are certainly having an awesome week, and we have sucked a ton of fat this week already, and it's only Wednesday. So, as you know, with these, this is the Liposuction 101. We talk about a liposuction topic, and I am open for any questions that you guys might have throughout here, and we'll try and check, and if we can answer any of the questions on air, we'll do that as well. But otherwise, make some questions down below, and I answer them personally, so I'm there for you. But today, we want to talk about why I love negative reviews. And well, I kind of say this tongue-in-cheek because no one loves being talked about negatively. However, at Myshape Lipo, we are so ultra focused on the customer and taking care of the customer and making the customer happy, doing everything we can to make the best possible experience for our customers. We are day in and day out trying to improve the ways that we do things, and I view negative reviews as a way to, it's basically feedback for us, in that, we're doing this practice every day. We're trying to get better, and we can make mistakes. I'm human. All of our staff is human, and so there's always going to be the potential for mistakes. And when people leave negative reviews, that's an opportunity for us to make improvements, and an opportunity for us, not only that, but to address these issues, perhaps in a public forum, and show the world on how we deal with our patients and the type of customer service that we have. And so let's just let's talk about some. We had a review recently, and the review is, let's see, the person was talking about one of our policies. One of our policies, if for our patients, once you want to schedule a procedure and you want to pick a date and time on our schedule, you're basically asking us to commit to you a specific time. And for that, we ask that the patient commit to us by placing a deposit. So it shows their financial commitment that they're not going to just not show up for their procedure. So we ask for a $500 deposit. It's non-refundable. If you don't show up for the procedure, you lose the deposit. Otherwise it comes off your procedure costs. It's in my opinion, it's a pretty fair deal, because in the past we've had people that we schedule the procedure and we're there the day of the procedure and the patient just doesn't show up, and then they don't answer their phone, they change their phone number, or God knows what. But it screws us, it screws our patients, because we have other patients that are relying on our schedule. All of our staff is here ready to work. It's not fair. So it's something that we instituted a while back, just to protect us, to protect our other patients, and to protect our staff. And I think it's fairly fair for people that are honest people. I think it's a reasonable request. But we've had a few people over the years. It's like they put their deposit down, and they have whatever reasons they have, but they just don't show up. And when I say they don't show up, they don't call us, they don't tell us anything, and they just don't show up. And then they don't answer their phone. And then they wonder why we don't refund their money, and they complain about it, and then they'll leave comments publicly. And honestly, from my standpoint, that's a awesome opportunity because we don't want people like that. If you're going to screw us like that, we don't want to deal with you. Go somewhere else. Our competitors are right down the street, literally, and I will give you their phone number, because if that's the way you're going to treat us, we don't want you here. And I'll send you over to my competitor, and you can treat them as bad as you want. We have plenty of business. We're booked out. It's like 6-8 weeks now. So it's not easy to get in with us. Time is very valuable, and it's a shame. When we're booked out for 6 weeks, so people are waiting to get in here to get their procedure, and someone just doesn't show up for their procedures. It's total disrespect for everything, and it's just unacceptable, and we don't want to deal with people like that. So this was an opportunity for me to address this publicly and let people know, and let others know that, hey, if you're thinking about not showing up for your procedure, then yeah, you're going to be pissed off about the deposit not being refundable if you don't show up for your procedure. But if you're an honest person and you intend to follow through with what your commitment is, then it should be no big deal. So that's just one simple review. Other things, we get these reviews occasionally where people claim that we didn't tell them certain things, like for example, many of you know we do this procedure under local anesthetic, and when you do local anesthetic, it uses a lot of fluids to get you numb. And when you get numb, afterwards all those fluids will continue to drain out, and we actually want the fluids to drain out because your body has to expel these fluids in order to heal properly. And from my experience, I found that patients that drain less tend to swell more, and people that drain more, so more of the fluid comes out, tend to swell less. So we want you to actually encourage getting the fluid out. Now, and we tell this to everybody, and so you should expect to drain fluid afterwards, and we give you a lot of supplies to collect the fluids and be prepared for this stuff. And so we've thought this process through. We've done this thousands of times, and we give you all the supplies necessary to manage the situation. Not only that, we give you written information, we tell you verbally, we also create videos to educate you. We tell you every way possible, all the information that you're going to need about liposuction. We've done this so many times, we've dealt with all these issues, so we try to disclose as much as we can. But yet some people, they don't listen, they don't hear anything. It's just like whoosh, goes right over their head. And honestly, if you work in the medical field, you probably know what I'm talking about. Actually, if you work in any field, you know that people just don't listen, they don't hear, and you tell them things, and some people just don't hear anything you say. So we had a girl complain, and ironically, she worked in the medical field, and she believed she knew everything, of course, and she knows everything that's right. And she complained about how much drainage she had, and it was like, that's what we expect, and in fact we want you to drain more. But she made it a big deal, and and when people leave negative reviews, unfortunately, they start to use volatile language to inflate and dramatize the situation. So a small situation like some drainage of fluid gets turned into a big ordeal. But you have to read these negative reviews with a grain of salt, and just realize that people that leave negative reviews, they're usually not happy with anything. And if you a lot of these people, you look back through their reviews that they've left for other companies, and it's all negative. And they're never happy with anything. They go to a restaurant, they're not happy with the service, or their food was cold, or they've got an excuse for everything. They got a complaint about everything. So just take it with a grain of salt and realize that everyone's different. And just because one person has an experience, now hey, it is entirely possible that you have a bad experience with us. Hey, we're human, and I think I'm a likable guy, and I think our staff is great, and most people like them. But occasionally you're going to get people, the personalities clash, and things just don't work out. And you can try all you can, best customer service and taking care of people, and sometimes you throw your hands up in the air. You don't know what to do. You tried everything. So I'm not saying that I'm invincible, that I would have no negative reviews, that I'm amazing. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is that I'm human, and it is possible that we didn't do things appropriately, or whatever the case, and that someone may have been upset about things. That can happen. It happens with every business. And rather than be upset about it, rather than run away from it, rather than hide from these negative reviews, I face it head on. And I'm telling you, there are some negative reviews. If you go search out there, yeah, absolutely there are. But when you do over 15,000 procedures, to have a few negative reviews, I think that's damn good. We've done extremely well considering how many people that we've treated here. And the hopes are, to me, that the good far outpace the negative in anything that we do. I always want to stay ahead of the game, and keep improving, keep getting better, and limit any mistakes. And keep in mind, I'm sure you've heard the practice of medicine. All of you need to realize that while we learn a lot of things in school, this is still a practice. Nobody knows everything. Nobody knows exactly what's going to happen. There's a lot of things that are unpredictable, and the reality is everyone is a little bit different. Each person is different. You're different than the next person. So when you look at pictures, for example, you look at some of our before and after pictures, some people say, wow, they're amazing and unbelievable, you guys are great. And the truth is that just because one person got good results doesn't mean you're going to get good results. Everyone's different. And for every person that you see on there with amazing results, there's going to be some other people that just didn't get the results that they were looking for, and a lot of times it's really their expectations. And some people, they have expectations that are very unrealistic. For example, you come in and you're 300 pounds and you're expecting to walk out 100 pounds. It's not going to happen. I mean, and I'll tell you right to your face, you're unrealistic, and it's not going to happen. We make you substantially smaller. Your belly will be substantially smaller. We get tons of fat out. We make huge dramatic change. But there's consequences to gaining that much weight and then removing that much fat afterwards. For example, when you get bigger, you stretch your skin out. So that's why you get those stretch marks. So you remove that large volume of fat. The skin always retracts back after liposuction. It always gets smaller, it always gets tighter. But the question is how much? Everybody's a little bit different, so we can't predict exactly how well your skin's going to tighten up. When we take the fat out, I take out as much fat as we can while keeping everything as smooth and even as possible. But you look at two separate people and the results look different. Why is that? I take out the same amount of fat, but it's genetically the person is different. They're shaped different underneath. So once all the fat's gone, they are shaped, their muscles are shaped different, their bone structure is a little bit different. They respond differently to this. They might have more connective tissue. There's so many variables involved here that you have to realize, if in reading any of these negative reviews that you might see, that yes, it's possible that people are unhappy. Typically it comes when people have unrealistic expectations, and that they were expecting something to be a certain way and instead it was a different way. And that is the crux of most of the negative reviews and most of the unhappiness in pretty much any of these cosmetic procedures. Not just from me, from anyone else. You see these, it's that they were expecting something that they didn't get. And a lot of times you'll see these people that I spent, X number, thousands of dollars, and I didn't see the results that I was expecting. And the truth is that it doesn't matter how much you spend. You could spend $100,000, and if it's not possible, it's not possible, and you're not going to get it. It doesn't matter how much you spend, and it doesn't matter who does it. I have patients that go other places, and honestly, I think that they did a good job, but the patient was unhappy because their expectations weren't set right. And so I try to set people's expectations properly and get them back on track to realistic expectations. And the people that are realistic tend to be much happier with these procedures. But again, if you're unhappy with anything, and if I have any previous patients that you're watching this video and thinking, I'm unhappy. Look, if you're unhappy about anything, the right thing to do, the proper thing to do, the honest thing to do is call us. Call us and say, hey, I'm concerned about this. Is this right? And if there was an error made, can it be fixed? I mean, what can we do? And look, we're all about customer service. We're all about the customer. We're trying to make them as happy as possible. And I want to make this, I tell my girls, we got to create the wow. How can we create the wow factor? When you come in here, how can we make it just amazing? Make the experience just, I want the patients to walk out smiling, giving our staff hugs and thanking us profusely, and then they communicate with us still. They keep in touch with us. You'll see a lot of my previous patients are here on Facebook and they're making comments, and I mean, all of this is unsolicited, by the way. I'm not asking these people to get on there and leave comments and communicate with other people. That's just, it happens naturally, and it happens when you do the right things, when you treat people the right way and you get good results, and you do lots of these procedures, and not only that, but you do it consistently. You do it over and over and over and over. And that's what we've done. And I've been doing this for a long time, and it's right now is an amazing time for this business, an amazing time for me, and to be able to help so many people and you get amazing results so consistently. It's honestly, it blows my mind every day. I get to see these incredible results and these life-changing results for patients, and like my staff and I, we still, after every procedure, we laugh because it's unbelievable the possibilities. For example, this lady, 50-year-old woman, she had liposuction of her abdomen, and she had a tummy tuck before, in which this is very common. I think I've talked about this before. During tummy tucks, they typically don't get enough fat out. So we have lots of patients that have had tummy tucks and they need liposuction as well. So she was another one of those patients. So she had a tummy tuck, but we treated the whole abdomen, and the waistline, and then we did fat transfer to the butt. And a 50-year-old woman, and she walked out of here with an hourglass figure. She went from a muffin top of the waistline to an hourglass figure in 2 hours. And then we added fat to the backside, and she's got these curves and this sway to her back, the arch, the fullness in the butt, and I love it. And I honestly, it's so funny because we'll take pictures of these things in the middle of the procedures because it blows our mind. The girls are like, oh, we got to get a picture of this. We got to just show these things. I'm sure you guys have seen the pictures we took of a patient that had full thighs, and we show one leg that's completed and one leg that's not done yet, and the difference is like night and day on the same person, and it looks like it's two different people's knees. And I mean, this stuff is astonishing. And if you guys haven't seen our pictures, you got to look through our pictures, you got to look through our videos, hear the testimonials. We're here for you guys. So again, if there are any issues that anybody has, first of all, you don't have to go public with this stuff. These are not things that you should be going public with. If you want to air your dirty laundry, I mean, I'm not scared to talk about these things, but it's like, we have to deal with HIPAA violations, and we're not allowed to talk about these things. So when you start talking about your personal stuff, out in public, I don't even know what the rules are on that, but it just doesn't seem right. It's not right for me to talk about your personal situation. But when you start throwing volatile language out there, that's not nice. I mean, nobody wants, I don't know, I guess people like to see that stuff, but it's just, it's not appropriate. I mean, would your mom be happy if you did that? Seriously. I mean, my mom would smack me upside the head. What are you doing? They don't talk about people like that. But, look, if you're upset about anything, just communicate with us. That's what we're here for. And that's what, we offer great service. And our girls, they can answer any question. They've been doing this for a long time, and we've done thousands of procedures together, and our staff is very well educated, and we're here to help you. You can come in to see us. If you're a patient of ours, you don't require an appointment to come back to see us. I mean, just give us a call and say, hey, I'm coming in today. That's it. And we're going to help you out. When you come in, whenever you come in, we'll take you in as soon as we can, help you out with whatever needs to be done. Just so you guys are aware, my revision rate, which a lot of people may not be aware what that means, but the revision rate means that of all the people that I treat, how many people or what percentage of those patients do we do revisions on? And I gotta tell you, our revision rate is astonishingly low. Now, I have done a few revisions, but out of, I'd say, 1,000 patients, we've done probably 2 revisions. And that is pretty damn good, and I'll tell you why. There's a doctor in Beverly Hills. I'm not going to say his name, but he's got a radio show, so if you're in California, LA, you probably have heard him. He has said publicly, and he's written articles on it, that he's claimed that his revision rate is upwards of 40%, which, holy crap, if I had to treat my patients twice, 40% of my patients twice, I wouldn't be able to do anything. I wouldn't have time to see as many patients as I do. And it wouldn't be possible. And good Lord, I would have negative reviews all over the place. So I don't know how this guy does it. But this guy has a radio show that he talks specifically about liposuction, and I know he lectures around the world. I've seen him at conferences that I've gone to, and he's I respect the guy. I've met him. He's a very nice guy, and I don't know how good or bad of a surgeon he is, but I know that he's well respected in the industry, and he speaks regularly on the topic of liposuction. And again, he's got a radio show, and he's claiming his revision rate is upwards of 40%. And I don't know if that's true, but it's scary thinking about it. But in comparison, I mean, we're talking about like a 0.1 or 0.2%, which is less than 1% revision rate for Myshape lipo for me. I think that's pretty impressive. So anyhow, again, any questions, please leave them down below. Look, any issues people have, I like to address them head on. I'm not the type of person to hide from problems, or try to just run away from these things. come talk to me directly. Let's discuss. Let's try and figure things out. If there is a problem, if there's something that can be fixed, you're never going to know unless you call, unless you ask, right? And I'm available. I try to make myself available for my patients. I'm really busy nowadays, but I'll try to make myself available. I'll call you, I call you after hours because that's really pretty much the only time I have nowadays. Any of you guys, if you're interested in liposuction, as you may know, we do offer free consultations. You can call our office 702-818-5476, or go to our website. We also have a link you can click there to get your free consultation. If you're interested in free liposuction, as I'm sure all of you are interested in free liposuction, it's really easy. We have a contest that we're doing right now that we're giving away a procedure. We've given away 8 procedures now. It's simple. Just text the word free lipo with no space. That's free lipo with no space to 44222. That's 44222. So text the word free lipo. And if you missed any of that stuff, just leave a comment down below. We'll get in touch with you. Again, any questions, I'm happy to answer questions. Call our office. Our girls are great and they can answer all your questions. But if you're ready, let's get this thing going. I love sucking fat and I'm ready to take it out of you. So leave a comment down below if you're ready and we can take care of you. Have a great day, guys. We'll see you next time.